Good morning, Southwest Florida, and welcome to Saving the Investor. I'm Alfie Townsend, and if you're one of the millions that are concerned about higher taxes, inflation, and the national debt, you're in the right place.
Coming up on today's show, threats to your retirement, strategic charitable giving, generating income in retirement, and much more.
Welcome to Saving the Investor with certified financial planner, investment advisor, and insurance professional Alfie Townsend, president of Advantage Retirement Group. Alfie is a published author, radio show host, speaker, and industry leader.
Why do you use an annuity? A lot of people use it for the wrong thing.
He works with retirees and pre-retirees to build and protect their nest egg and offers his experience to help those concerned about financial independence in retirement. If you've got questions about retirement, Saving the Investor starts now.
Well, good morning and welcome to Saving the Investor. Glad you're with us on this Sunday morning here in beautiful Southwest Florida. My name is Craig Wolf. I am alongside certified financial planner professional Alfie Townsend. Alfie, good morning.
Good morning.
With so much going on in the world, all this uncertainty, which obviously translates to volatility in the markets, let's talk for a minute to start out the show about threats to your retirement, because I think that's as impactful as it's ever been. I've got a list of them, and I want you to lend your expertise on all of these. One of them is retiring too early.
Yeah. People will come in. That's a good thing, though. When people come in, they'll say, do I have enough to retire? So what we'll do is we'll run numbers for them, and we're going to run, and you have to, the main thing about retiring early, you want to make sure everything is paid off. You want to make sure your home is paid off, you have no debt. Because the more you have things paid off and the less you have going out, that means you don't have to, you could retire early. But if you're retiring with just debt that you have to pay so much, and you have to take too much out of your portfolio, that's not a good thing. So one of the main things is find out if you have, what your bills are. We have to find out what what's going out and what's coming in. And we have, of course, programs on that will run it through the future, and that will help you out.
How about investing too much of one's resources in one company when it comes to a stock?
Yeah, so a lot of people, they say, oh, I just love, Amazon, for example. Oh, I love Amazon. I have a bunch of Amazon stock. Well, Amazon lost almost 40% this year at one point, 40%. So if you were retiring and you were saying, okay, I'm counting on this going up, and now you retired and it goes down almost 40%, you're going to start to feel bad. So I always say this: do not fall in love with a stock. The most important thing is diversification. Now, when I say diversification, what's nice about it, I'm talking about different companies. You don't want to be, have everything with one company. I don't care how good, Amazon's a great company, but to lose 40%, that's devastating if you're retired. Devastating, especially if you're taking money out to live on. So that's what we have to look at is making sure you have a diversified portfolio. International stocks right now are not really what the managers that we deal with. We deal with managers that manage for universities in different states. So we're fortunate to have these managers. And you would have to have millions and millions of dollars to have one of their portfolios, and we can do it with a few $100,000 when we're building a portfolio. So, what I'm hearing from them and economists that we really look to for information is that your U.S. holdings are going to be better over the next few years than international. So when I analyze people's portfolios, a lot of times the ones that are underperforming have a lot of international stock in there. So we want to look at that, see what they're holding inside their portfolio.
And one more threat to your retirement is not having the right asset allocation, correct?
I would say asset allocation, and that's what we're talking about, where we can pull. Some people come in with a portfolio and they can't make any changes because it's a portfolio anybody can have. It's ETFs or mutual funds. We build a portfolio. It's a custom portfolio. This is something that's, it's like, how do you invest, like when you have $5 million or more? you want to invest in individual stocks. You want to invest in managers that can make changes inside your portfolio. If they don't want international, you don't have to have international because it's custom for you. And that's one other thing I would say is, a lot of times your home, if you have two homes, or if you have, you're going to say, do I want to really keep two homes? Do I want to sell that second one? Maybe rent when I go up north for a month or so to see my kids. So there's different things you can do. We can make suggestions to make sure that you maybe could retire early. And that's a great thing. If you can retire early and we can show you that you've saved enough money, then we'll let you know.
All right, great way to start the show
Awesome.
on this Sunday morning. Stick around, much more of Saving the Investor is coming up.
You are watching Saving the Investor, where your money matters.
If you're ready to create your dream retirement, I have just the book for you. Unlike most books on investing, it doesn't require a large investment of your time. It's not filled with financial jargon and difficult to understand explanations. It's an easy read filled with valuable insights. So valuable, in fact, that anyone who's soon to be or already is retired should have a copy on their shelves. And today, it can be yours at absolutely no cost. It's called Making Waves in Retirement, written by Alfie Townsend, Southwest Florida's certified financial planner professional, radio show host, and TV personality. Making Waves in Retirement breaks down the insights that Alfie's gained over his 4 decades of helping people just like you plan for retirement. Real stories about real people illustrating what they've done wrong and what they've done right. Strategies to help retirees and those soon to retire make the right decisions and avoid costly mistakes. And if you save for retirement, this is the book for you. Get your complimentary copy today simply by being one of the first 5 callers. The number to dial is 239-747-1080. That's 239-747-1080. There are no strings attached, so if you're interested in living your dream retirement, you have nothing to lose and quite possibly much to gain.
Ready to live your retirement dreams? Then it's time to meet Alfie, Southwest Florida's certified financial planner. Schedule your complimentary retirement income plan review now. Give Alfie a call, 239-747-1080.
I'm going to tell you this story about Fire Island. And if you're from New York, you're going to know where Fire Island is. And it was something that you needed local knowledge. We had bought our boat there at a Marine Max, and this was, probably in 2006, 2007. And I took my friend who was a captain, but he was a captain of small boats and stuff, and he knew his stuff, but he knew stuff in Maryland very well because he was very familiar in Maryland, but now we're at a whole new place. And I remember getting out of Fire Island, out of the marina. I just bought this boat. I have my wife, and I have him, and we'll call him Captain John, and myself. And I said, John, and they drew a map how to get out of this local area in Fire Island to get to the deeper water. We ran ground 3 times, and the 3rd time bent our props. It was devastating. We had to get towed back. We had to leave the boat there for literally 2 weeks for them to do the props and everything. I had to fly back and get it again. I almost didn't want to, it was a used boat that was about a year old. I almost didn't want to buy that boat because I thought it was a bad luck boat. Well, we brought it back, changed the name on the boat, and the rest is history. We love the boat. But the thing about it is local knowledge. When we went back there the second time, we followed somebody else out, and it was 15 minutes to get out, and it was as easy because it's local knowledge. And that's what I talk about when it comes to retirement planning. It's easy for me to put plans together because that's what I've been doing for years and years and years. And people say, well, you make it look easy, but it's not easy, but it is easy for us because that's what we do here at the Advanced Retirement Group. We would put plans together with not just stocks and bonds. We want to look at everything to make sure we have income taken care of, alternatives. We want to put a complete, comprehensive plan together to make sure that we do everything we can in our power to get you to and through. And when we talk about local knowledge, we are local. I grew up in Miami, went to school in Tampa, and I lived in Florida for, we did move to Maryland for 20 years, but I lived in Florida well over half my life. So this is home, and it's been home for me for many years, and I look forward to sharing what we know and see if we can put that plan together for you.
You are watching Saving the Investor, where your money matters. Ready to live your retirement dreams? Then it's time to meet Alfie, Southwest Florida's certified financial planner. Schedule your complimentary retirement income plan review now.
You have a club for every scenario, a driver for the long holes, wedges to get you over the hazards, and a putter when you need a touch of finesse. And you need plenty of these too. What about your retirement? Will you have enough to play the back nine? Find out today. Schedule your complimentary retirement income plan review with Alfie Townshend, Southwest Florida's certified financial planner. Call 239-747-1080.
You've got questions, and Alfie has the answers that will keep you on the retirement fairway.
I hear people talking about active and passive investing. Can you explain the difference? And is one better than the other?
So you have two philosophies. You have active on one hand and passive on the other hand. What does that mean? In the short term, what it means is this. If you have a portfolio that's actively managed, that means they're going to make changes. They're going to change based on sectors. I'm more of a active. I like active because let's just say, look, we had 2020 a while ago. 2020, the international funds were doing awful. We were able to take money out of the international, move it over to the U.S., and had a great year in 2020. But what happens with passive, typically, you build a portfolio and you leave it and you rebalance. So it's more of a buy and hold opposed to making changes. Now, they both will work, but I tend to like the active much more because you can make changes.
I'm still a little away from retirement, but I'm worried about tax increases. What can I do to protect myself?
A lot of people are worried about tax increases because it's most likely what's going to happen. We're probably going to have higher taxes in the future. We have a high debt. When you have a high debt, the one way to get that thing paid down is raise your tax bracket. So if you can do some Roths right now, if you do a Roth conversion, if you do some tax planning, a lot of times you can do it with a life insurance policy. Believe it or not, there's ways to do it in a life insurance policy. You're young enough where you can put that extra monies in and be able to take that money out tax-free down the road. But there are ways to really lower your taxes and increase your returns down the road by not having to pay taxes when you're taking that money out. But planning is important with higher tax in the future.
I'm 63 and my company just did a massive layoff. Should I retire now or should I look for a new career?
So you're 63 years old. There's a lot more I'd have to ask you, but basically is this: you're 63. If you're going to retire anyway, you probably have a 401k. Maybe there's a severance pay in there. So what we would want to do is set up an appointment. I review everything that you have, make sure your expenses are under control, and make sure you have a pension, make sure this money is going to last as long as you do. People are living longer and longer. And see if we can put that income plan and financial plan together for you to see if you're able to retire or if you need to stay in the workforce a little bit longer.
I've been hearing a lot about super Roths lately. Can you explain what they are and what makes them different from a regular Roth?
So you hear about Roth and then you hear about a super Roth. Well, what's that? Is that like supersizing your Happy Meal? No, what a super Roth is just a term. It's not even a Roth. What it is taking money out of your IRA and paying it into a life insurance policy over a certain amount of years. Now, why it's called a super Roth is it does a couple different features that a Roth doesn't do. Number one, it will give you a tax-free death benefit from day one. Number two, it gives you money that you can take out down the road tax-free in a form of a loan. But the last thing it does is it gives you long-term care benefits. A lot of, not all of them. Some of them will give you long-term care benefits. That is a added feature that you don't pay for, but it's part of the program. So even though it's not a term, super Roth is just really a made-up word, but it really does work better than a Roth in some cases, not all cases. So we'd have to compare the two to see if it makes sense for you.
You are watching Saving the Investor, where your money matters.
When you're nearing your retirement, it's important that your plan include the proper steps to make an efficient and effective transition. There's a lot to consider. Will your income plan meet your lifestyle? How should you reallocate your assets? Is your withdrawal plan tax efficient? Well, practice makes perfect, but you only retire once. So how do you know you're making the right decisions and avoiding costly mistakes? Well, that's simple. Call Alfie Townsend, Southwest Florida's certified financial planner professional. Alfie has over 30 years of experience helping people just like you transition into retirement. So be one of the first 5 callers and receive your complimentary retirement transition review. Call 239-747-1080. There's no cost and no strings attached. Your retirement transition review includes key deadline schedules, asset reallocation guides, income plan analysis, and tax-efficient withdrawal strategies. Be one of the first 5 callers now, and this review is yours at no cost. Call 239-747-1080. You only retire once, so let's get this right. Call Alfie now. Welcome to another segment of Team Talk. I'm Mary Thompson with Alfie Townsend, Certified Financial Planner and founder and president of Advantage Retirement Group. Alfie, right now with all the volatility in the market, interest rates starting to change dramatically, I think one of the biggest challenges that people face in retirement, either going into retirement or already retired, is creating income right now. And that's a big challenge. So how are you helping people with creating income?
Well, you have inflation, and inflation right now is very, very high. So you have to make more than what the inflation is, or you're not keeping up with inflation. So the market is a great place to start. That usually does better than what inflation does. It's not going to be gold, it's not going to be CDs, it's not going to be savings, it's going to be something like the market. We use sometimes a fixed annuity will give you cash flow. It's not going to make what the inflation is, but it can pay money like a 5 or 6% return. So that can help you with income to let your other money grow. What we've been using is called structured notes, and these are things that can the more volatility is crazy on structured notes. I'm not going to really get into too much on this segment, but the more volatile it is, the higher the interest it will pay to the client. So right now we're having volatility, so these structured notes can kick off some 7-8% depending on, every day is different. So you'd have to call us and see what the structured notes are, and there are some risk to the structured notes. But overall, it has a pretty good risk number. If you look at what the risk number is on those, considering what they're paying out, it does give you some protection, quite a bit protection. It does give you, but it kicks off a nice income. And that's right now. It's hard to create an income with a low interest rate environment and a volatility of the market. You have to have someone that specializes in income right now. I think more than any time in my 40 years of doing this, income planning is very, very important, because if you're taking income from a portfolio that's a fallen portfolio going down, We call that reverse dollar cost averaging, and reverse dollar cost averaging can, that means you're taking money out in a down market, so it takes that much more to replenish what you took out, plus a down market. That's a recipe for disaster that can run out of money.
And I think a lot of investors make the mistake of not adjusting where they're getting their income from. They keep it coming from the portfolio, and that's one of the things you do so well, is making sure they're taking it from the right asset class.
You have to do that, and I feel a lot of the financial advisors out there are, investors. What they're doing for their investors is just really putting a plan together and saying this is where we're going to take income, and they're not adjusting it. They don't know other tools.
Right.
And they're, more, maybe they don't offer them, or they're just focused on one thing only, and hopefully it works. It worked in the past, but it might not work now. Mm-hmm. So it's important to make sure you have a plan in place where income, taxes, and legacy is all encompassed in one.
Yep. And you do that so well.
Thank you.
Well, if you'd like to meet with Alfie and make sure that you have the proper income plan in place, give us a call.
Ready to live your retirement dreams? Then it's time to meet Alfie, Southwest Florida's certified financial planner. Schedule your complimentary retirement income plan review now. You are watching Saving the Investor, where your money matters. We all have a picture of our perfect retirement, but how do we get there? At Advantage Retirement Group, helping you get there is our business. We're passionate about getting to know you, learning your hopes and dreams. Why? So we can work with you to achieve them. How? By maximizing the money you've saved, minimizing the dollars you pay in taxes and the risk you are exposed to, and creating a retirement income plan that ensures your savings lasts a lifetime. We're thankful to work with so many wonderful people, and we'd love to work with you too. Call Advantage Retirement Group today for your no-cost, no-obligation evaluation, 239-747-1080. Your retirement is too important to put off. Call now, 239-747-1080.
What do you do with your RMDs if you don't need the money? There's people out there that planned for retirement, but they have all this IRA money, and now they're 72, and they have to start taking money out of their required minimum distribution, out of their IRAs. But they don't need all the money. So what some of our clients do is they allow us, using Fidelity, to send it directly to their church or to their favorite charity, and then that way their required minimum distribution is being met by taking the money out of your account and moving it over to your church or your charity without you touching it. That's the key. You're not supposed to touch it. We can get it out for you. By doing that, you don't get a 1099. That's a great thing. You do not have to pay tax on that money. Without doing that, let's look at what would happen. Without doing that, you would get your required minimum distribution, then you would take that required minimum distribution and give to the charity. Well, if you're not itemizing, you don't get to deduct it, okay? This is a way to take the standard deduction right now, take the standard deduction, it's about $25,000, $26,000 off your taxes if you're married, okay, about $12,000 if you're not. So you get that deduction, and the money that comes out of your IRA accounts that goes right to your church or right to your charities, that does not count for income for you. So that's the way you get it out of there. So that's really the government allows people to do that. The ironic thing is a lot of advisors don't advise their clients to do that. Now, we do have a lot of advisors that watch this TV show, so I just gave you some good information to tell your clients, hopefully, because everybody needs to be doing this if you're not needing your distribution. So that's one of the techniques that we're going to use. Another one would be doing some planning before you have to start taking your required minimum distributions out to get that dollar amount smaller by the time you're 72. So tax planning right now, I always say I think is one of the most important things, because we know taxes are going up in the future. So this is why you want to get your tax map that's customized for you. Give us a call.
You are watching Saving the Investor, where your money matters. Ready to live your retirement dreams? Then it's time to meet Alfie, Southwest Florida's certified financial planner. Schedule your complimentary retirement income plan review now. Give Alfie a call, 239-747-1080.
Retirement gives you long-awaited opportunities. You finally gain control over how you spend your time. But you also need control of your investments, of your hard-earned money. There are a lot of moving parts, and just saving over the years is the first part. What about generating income, your Social Security, minimizing taxes, or managing risk? If you save for retirement, call us at 239-747-1080. Retirement can last more than 20 years, yet many people don't have enough money saved to get through 1 decade, let alone 2. Call us at 239-747-1080. Let us show you how to make your nest egg go the distance. That's 239-747-1080.
At Mark Lauren Designs, we love what we do. We have a passion for the handcrafted nature of our industry. Many jewelry stores, they don't make jewelry anymore. What they do is they order it out of a catalog and they sell it as custom, whereas we actually start from scratch. The pieces that we design for our customers, each is unique. Each says, I love you in a different, unique way. They're just individual, one-of-a-kind works of art. And that's one of the things that makes it exciting and fun for us.
Remember the Wall Street bailouts? Those same big banks and financial firms have been fined billions for misleading customers. And now they want to manage your retirement savings. Why would you trust them? I'm Alfie Townsend, Southwest Florida's certified financial planner professional. My values are Main Street, not Wall Street. As an independent advisor, I don't work for shareholders, I work for you. If you want a fresh start with a local advisor, give me a call today.
Mondo Uomo offers a remarkable selection of the latest styles in menswear. Visit Mondo Uomo at the Village on Venetian Bay in Naples, Alberto, Bugacci, St. Croix, Zanella. Come see what remarkable shopping is all about.
At Advantage Retirement Group, our business is your retirement. We're passionate about learning your hopes and dreams so we can work with you to achieve them. By maximizing the money you've saved, minimizing the dollars you pay in taxes, and the risk you're exposed to, and creating a retirement income plan that ensures your savings lasts a lifetime. Call us today for your no-cost, no-obligation evaluation. Call now, 239-747-1080.